annoying? Well, hopefully, I don't think this is going to be on the same link, but maybe it will be. We're back again. We're live again. We still got 20 minutes. I don't know. My stream dropped. So the 800 people that were just in here probably all left and screamed. Somebody did donate $3, so I want to make sure I answer your question. Just let me know you're the one who donated. I guess I really don't know for sure, but yeah, the stream just dropped. I lost bits and the Wi-Fi was fine. Everything was fine. It just dropped. I think it was just the service provider. But we're back. So, whoops, somebody says question marks. Yeah, no, the stream just dropped. That's what happened. I use a third-party service called Mob Crush, and that is the second time that's happened. First time in a couple of months, but it just froze. It just stopped, so that's not good. It was just that happens sometimes. Whatever streams that you do watch, occasionally the server's just going to get bugged out. Did you get your bagel this morning? See you in the Discord. See you in the Discord, my man. Did I get the bagel this morning? No, I did not, actually. I got some really nice homemade bread, some chocolate chip bread for breakfast from Thanksgiving. Shepard or Crowder? Give me Shepard. Yeah, so we still got 15 minutes. Man, we were all in a nice groove. We had like hundreds of people in here. Now they all left us because of the server. Oh, well, we'll be good. So, yeah, 15 minutes. What's the Discord? People who are priority members of Patreon or Hall of Fame, we have like a little separate group chat in there. This is literally it. It's just a separate group chat in here. I see that there's a lot of questions going on there, and I'll be sure to answer them. Somebody says your stream died. Austin says it. Kirk or Drake if you had to pick? Give me Kirk. Should I bench Hopkins for Jeffrey or Boyd? Honestly, man, I'm thinking about benching Hopkins for Fuller in a season long. I might consider benching him for Boyd, which sounds ridiculous, but Hopkins gets the number one wide receiver versus the number one cornerback tonight on Sunday Night Football. That sounds fun. Really difficult to want to bench Hopkins, though. Like, he beat Jalen Ramsey for 2 years straight, pretty much, when Ramsey was at the peak of his career. It still is, but yeah. They're stuck on the other video, or maybe I am. Can you hear me? Is this the same stream, or is this a different stream? Did it make, like, a new link? Because that's so annoying that there's going to be, like, 2 links of this now for people to see afterwards for, like, the hour before lock. That's me. Yeah, he says, Hall of Fame member, best $50 investment I have invested. Appreciate that, man. What's going on, IG? It's a new stream? Okay, yeah. That's cool. Different stream, new link. Yeah, I apologize for that. I mean, nothing I can do on my end. Try to get it set up as quickly as possible. It was annoying when I saw that the chat wasn't moving anymore, so I was like, what's going on here? How long have I been talking to myself? I think 2. I hear you, though. Okay, interesting. Better stack this week, Foles and Conley or Dalton and Boyd? Honestly, better stack. I might go Dalton and Boyd based on this news. Like, this weather issue for Jacksonville is the biggest team that's really impacting any decisions for my lineups. They're down to 3 points now. Their total has dropped 3 points just alone for Jacksonville. That's concerning. That's very concerning. No other major drops, though. Tampa Bay's total is already up 1 point today. So I think that staying on Tampa Bay is fine for me. I actually might even get a little bit more. Howard, so what was your question earlier, Howard? I see you donated again. I saw you donated $3 earlier. Really do appreciate that. Goff or Donald? Goff or Donald? Give me Goff. Who is Donald? I think you mean Darnold. Tyler Boyd. Sal, Ertz in? Yeah, Ertz is in. Yep. Tyler Boyd or Sterling Shepard? Give me slightly Sterling Shepard for a cheaper price point, but I do like both. Any interest in McCole Hardman? Not for me. How do you determine your projections? I run a bunch of different algorithms in Google Sheets and Excel. Algorithms just means fancy word for equations, and I factor in a bunch of different weights. I weight some variables, and that's how I get a projection. It can't be answered in like one sentence, to be honest with you. It took me weeks and a lot of time. I respect your hard work, Sal. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Definitely hard work. DJ Moore or Mike Evans? Give me Mike Evans. Will McCoy have a big game? I do think McCoy will have a big game. Okay, I was just making sure we were still live. And he doesn't have to have a big game at 4,800. He could have 16 points and be good for you. Do you prioritize price over player's skill or vice versa? It's point per dollar, so I prioritize my projections and then matchups, things like that. Love the content. Most underrated player. He donates $2. Most underrated player. It might be Aaron Jones today. Look, he's overpriced for what his role now is, not really catching passes, but he has like 5% ownership on him, and he's 6,800. So it might be Aaron Jones. Most underrated, like Sterling Shepard's ownership's coming up, so he's no longer underrated. Mike Evans has ownership. Adams obviously has ownership. So I would say some underrated guys today for me are probably Shepard's still a little bit underrated. Aaron Jones is definitely underrated. McCoy's not picking up ownership, which is a little bit interesting to me. Things like that. In short, people, it's all about the math. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you can't just go off of numbers and data. Like, I add a lot of context, right? I do the game-by-game notes. I look at matchups. You have to know, like, defensive players coming back might not be weighted in quick enough to people's projections. If it happens like on Friday, like Derwin James and Adrian Phillips for the Chargers, it affects the game. They are much better players, right? So if people aren't like updating or making changes for that, you have to know in your head, like, okay, well, this is human reasoning. Like, you have to add that in. The numbers aren't going to remember, oh, you know what, Derwin James just came off the IR. This is going to affect the whole season because he hasn't played all year. It's going to affect how they play, right? It's not going to factor that in. You can try to factor it in, but it won't be that accurate. So sometimes you have to make, you should be making decisions with the numbers, but not fully with the numbers. Philip Lindsay today or no? I like Philip Lindsay. Had Gurley's ownership dropped? If so, why? Yeah, ownership on Gurley dropped a little bit. My interest in Gurley dropping, it was just really because Aaron Jones I got a little bit more interested in, and he wasn't fitting into my lineups as much, probably because I had a lot more interest in the passing game. Another stream was talking up Winston stacks with some recent confirmed inactives on Jacksonville's D. I know you already like Evans/Godwin. Thoughts? I like Winston plus Evans. I like Winston plus Godwin. Yeah, you can continue to go to Tampa Bay stacks. Today, though, I'm experimenting with more of a Winston plus Evans, run it back with one guy, 3-man game stacks for me today. I know that obviously other streams and other people love their 4-man game stacks, and I do too. But at the end of the day, a lot more pros this year are doing 3-man game stacks. And in spots where you're forcing it in, it doesn't make sense. Today, playing Godwin and Evans, they can surely both have 20-plus point days. It's also really expensive. So I'm going to experiment with Winston, Evans, and say Shark, or Winston, Evans, Conley, or Winston, Godwin, and Shark, things like that. So, yeah, stacks for Tampa Bay is completely fine. Jameis is one of my favorite 3 or 4 quarterbacks today. Is Cooper Kupp a good play? Yes, he is. Shark or Evans? Evans. Thoughts on Andy Isabella in cash? Need a value wide receiver. I would never play Andy Isabella in cash. Do not play him. Value wide receiver, the best value wide receiver in terms of the cheapest, best play is probably Auden Tate for cash, but that's about it. Is it dumb to have 3 guys in the Jets game? So I would say no, but it might be a little bit thin. Like if you have Le'Veon Bell, who do you have in the game? If you have Boyd, Le'Veon Bell, and somebody else, I really just want Boyd and Le'Veon Bell from that game. Maybe you have Darnold or Dalton, so I don't think it's dumb, but it seems lower upside. Which games concerns you with weather today? Just Jacksonville. Jacksonville and Oakland, but not the other sides of those games. KC's total is dropping, but it's still very high. Right now, Jacksonville's total is the biggest concern here. It's dropped 3 points. Tampa Bay's has risen, so I have no interest. I have no worries about Tampa Bay. Not a lot of worries about Green Bay. Really, right now, the Giants. So it's team-based. The Giants, Jacksonville, and Oakland seem to be getting impacted, which I didn't really want too many players from most of those games. Like Shepard and Saquon for the Giants, they're going to be fine. Like short passing is going to be fine there. Obviously, running for Saquon. Miles Sanders or Philip Lindsay? I slightly prefer Philip Lindsay. Cody Lattimore payoff at $3K for salary relief? No, not for me. Cody Lattimore. Not for me. Shepard or Parker? Shepard. How do you feel about Corey Davis and A.J. Brown? I'd rather get to Corey Davis. He's just so cheap, but it's a defense in Indy that just doesn't let you get big plays. So 4K Corey Davis is okay to play today. I think he's okay. Christian Kirk, 5,700, my thoughts. He's just a secondary option. I like a lot of other guys better. Adams or Cup in cash considering weather? Adams. Appreciate you answering. Thank you. No problem, man. It does seem that while you can harness all of your points in a 4-man stack, normally it's one player from each team and a QB that goes off. Yeah, I think both work. I say get yourself Lamar Jackson and McCaffrey. The price is high, but they deliver every week. Then many cheap receivers will be starting because of how many starters are hurt. Yeah, McCaffrey and Lamar Jackson are fine to get to, but there's salary caps, like you said. So there's optimal lineups that have them probably, and then some that don't. And it all depends on the cheap wide receiver value. And a lot of times relying on cheap wide receiver value isn't that great. So many good wide receivers cheap today. So in terms of 4K and below wide receivers, I really don't think there's that many that are good today. I think Sterling Shepard is good today, 4K and below. Chris Conley is very meh now with the weather. That's about it. Like below $5,000, I think Sterling Shepard is good. Nothing else really stands out. So I don't think there's that many really good cheap wide receivers. The 5K range surely has Sammy Watkins and Tyler Boyd, so I'll give you that. I think there's some other options in the 5K range that stand out, some of the Rams wide receivers, but I don't think there's, as compared to like last week and 2 or 3 weeks ago, I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the cheap wide receivers today. Thank you, Sal. Always appreciate your insight. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, be sure before you head out today, before you spend the last hour, whatever you might be doing, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. That really does help, honestly. Getting to 20,000 subscribers would be the ultimate goal by the time Christmas comes, and I'm not sure how realistic that is, but it would be really cool if we did that. So thank you. We have 25 days to pick up about 3K subscribers. Probably not going to happen, but we've done it a couple months this year, so really, really would appreciate that. Ertz is in. Yes, he is. What's going on, Jason? How you doing? Would you play Aaron Rodgers considering the weather? I would. Yeah, I would. I think he's fine to play. I have a little bit less interest in him, though, because of the weather. But you can see right here, the Packers team total, it's only dropped by 1.2 points. It's still at 25. That's fine, right? The concerns for me is not really even the weather. It's as much as Rodgers is only throwing 30 times a game, and he has pretty shitty weapons to throw to. So he's okay, but not a ton. I don't know if we have anybody in here still, like Muscles or somebody. I guess I can do it for the bots that are coming in if somebody wants to ban the bots. But anyways, Sterling Shepard and McCoy in the flex. I'll slightly take McCoy there. Is Shark still good for cash? Yeah, I think he's still fine for cash. Appreciate that, Muscles. If you could afford Tyreek Hill, would you take him? No, I wouldn't. Because I think you affording him is giving up a lot more. $2,000 less you can get to other spots that have similar upside, in my opinion. Adams and Cup with cash because of the weather. Still give me Adams. Jeffrey or Odell, give me, it's a big price difference, but I'll take Odell. Is Shark still good for cash? Yes, I do think he is. Sam Darnold, question mark, exclamation point. Not for me on this slate. For season long, I think he's fine, but not for me on this slate. McCoy or Chris Carson? I'd probably go to maybe McCoy. Jamal Williams, question mark. No interest in Jamal Williams. He got a big bump last week in receptions because he had to just stay on the field because they were trailing a lot in that game. Thoughts on Vance McDonald? Yeah, I think Vance McDonald is like okay, but in terms of the actual slate, he's not that great. Vance McDonald, I'd rather go to a lot of other places. Just relative to the slate, I'd rather get to other spots. Weather for Ravens game. Yeah, it looks like there's probably going to be some wind there. So I don't know really what you were playing in the Ravens game anyways, though. Like, you're probably playing the ground game or Lamar, if anything, and that doesn't affect too much. Yo, Sal, is Winston, Conley, Evans a good game stack for GPP? I think it's okay. The issue there for me is just, like, this Jacksonville side of the ball now looks disgusting. Their team total is dropping a ton, but I think it's still fine. My bad, I was building lineups. I banned him. All good. Thank you. I appreciate it, Mike. Thank you. Drops the ban hammer. You like Brandon Cooks or Alshon Jeffrey? I think both are very similar for me today. I slightly prefer Brandon Cooks. Sterling Shepard over D.D. Westbrook? Yes, for me, yes. If I'm playing 5 lineups or so, how much overlap is too much? Would you recommend finding a few plays I like most and build around that, or try to get different in each lineup? If you're playing like 5 lineups, you'll probably just have naturally like 1 or 2 guys. You should have a couple of guys at 100%, 1 or 2. Otherwise, you're just spreading yourself too thin. So I'd say that's where I would go. Tyreek Hill. Do you like Doyle on FanDuel? He's okay, but I think there's better punt options. Best running back for cash. Besides CMC. I like Le'Veon Bell or LaShawn McCoy. Evans or OBJ? Evans or OBJ? Give me Evans. Shark or DJ Moore for cash? Give me Shark. McCoy, Lindsey, or Sanders? McCoy. Thank you, bro. No problem. Slayton or Lockett? Lockett. Andy Dalton, Le'Veon McCaffrey. Yo, Sal, Andy Dalton, Le'Veon McCaffrey. Yeah, what's going on, Paul? What about it? Is that a super flex question, or you just have all 3 of them? I think all 3 of them. I really don't like Dalton all that much, but I understand the price point. We got 5 more minutes left, gang. How many people rejoined? Anybody know? Appreciate the answer. No problem. Goff's stack worth it today? Goff's cup stack. Yeah, I think that works. Any Eagles wide receivers worth taking? Jeffrey would be the only one worth taking. He's just not a priority for me. Michelle or Kenyon Drake? Give me Sony Michel. Giants have given up 300 yards passing in only 1 of their past 6 games. No way anyone should be playing Rodgers. Have they played Aaron Rodgers in any of their last 6 games? I mean, they played, Dwayne Haskins, Mitch Trubisky. So that's a very skewed stat. So their secondary is atrocious. It's ranked bottom 5 in the league, right? They're just playing Mitch Trubisky and Dwayne Haskins. So I think that also the weather. Look, Aaron Rodgers isn't going to throw for 300 yards often. He only throws 30 times a game. So Rodgers throwing for 280 yards and 3 touchdowns, that can get you there. I don't think he's as much of a priority play today, but he's a decent tournament play. But I think looking at the last 6 games of the Giants secondary, or the last 6 weeks where they've had a bye also in there, is not great. It's highly skewed. They have not played Aaron Rodgers or players of that caliber. Love Packers D. Snowy game. Yeah, I think Packers D looks great today. Auden Tate or Goddard? Ertz is playing. Auden Tate. Alshon Jeffrey is a good pick. He seems okay. What's the highest scoring game and lowest scoring games? Highest scoring game is still the Chiefs game. Lowest scoring game is the Panthers and Redskins at 38.5. Highest is 48.5. The live has dropped by 6 points now. KC game has dropped by 6 points. That's a lot. Now, most of it's coming from the Oakland side, but that's still a lot. Sal, mad props. Your videos kick ass, says Scott Allen. Thank you. I appreciate it. Put a lot of work into this. Sal, you don't like Kenyon Drake? I do not. Benny Snell or Jamal Williams? Jamal Williams. We got 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes, gang. Wentz or Winston? Please, give me Winston. Rojo bad against the Jags D. Look, it's a good matchup against the Jags D, but what does he get? 10 carries today, so it's just really tough to prioritize that. Jamal Williams for 20 fantasy points. Jamal Williams for 20 fantasy points. I will say no, not at all. Not even close. McCoy, a good cash flex, question mark? Yeah, I think so. A.J. Brown or Christian Kirk? Give me Christian Kirk. Higbee, a good tight end option? Yeah, he's a really good punt tight end. Fantasy Labs worth the price? This is just for free. This is for free on Fantasy Labs, so I don't pay for it. This is free. Davis, good for GPP. Corey Davis? Yeah, I think he's okay based on the price point. Don't like Kenyon Drake either. That's fair. Lindsey Love, I think he's okay. I like McCoy a little bit more, but I think he's good. They never learn, somebody says. Yeah. Weird people. Would you play Miles Sanders or McCoy? I like McCoy. 4,100 wide receiver for the Eagles. I forgot his name, but he's going to be a lock. I don't know. Who is it? 4,100. Is it Greg Ward or whatever his name is, who played his first game last week? OBJ, question mark. I don't have much interest, but I think he's okay. I like Evans over Godwin this week. Foles versus Wentz, I'll go with. The weather in... I'll still go with Foles, but the weather looks like a concern. Auden Tate, stretch play. He's the best 3K play on the board. Auden Tate, outside of tight end, so he's not a great play, but I think he's okay. Bold call, Redskins, home, CMC, under 30. Hold the CMC. Hey, Mike Lowry, honestly, this could be a week that happens. Look, even if CMC scores 30, he might not be needed at the price point. Does Dede get a bump with the win for a cash play? Yeah, you would think he would over Conley or Shark, right? So overall, the interest in Dede for me hasn't changed much. It's still like secondary option. Okay, if you get to him. Jordan Matthews, LOL. I think Jordan Matthews got cut. Didn't Jordan Matthews get cut recently? Or was my friend? I have a friend who told me that he was cut. That could be wrong. Jordan Matthews was waived. So Jordan Matthews is no longer on the Eagles. So I would not play Jordan Matthews today. We got 1 minute left. Lots of people coming in. Cut or Adams on DK? Give me Adams still. Realistic touch projection. What was that? Realistic touch projection for Shady? I think a touch projection for Shady around 16 is fine. I think he has the upside of 20 plus. But 16. There's no Damian Williams. Darrell Williams, I don't think they're going to want to give more than, 6, 8, 10 carries at most. And if Darrell Williams is getting 10, I think McCoy is probably seeing 16 to 18. McCoy or Hunter Henry? That's an interesting question. McCoy or Hunter Henry? I'll still take McCoy. Good content. Thank you, David. Yeah, be sure to hit the subscribe button before you leave. Follow me over on Instagram, Sal Vetri. I drop stories there and content, sometimes saying what's free on Patreon. You can check out Patreon. New month just started, so you get the entire month right now. So you can check out Patreon if you would like. I'll drop that in the chat right now. Sal, fade CMC or Hill? I would fade Hill. Hi, Sal. Somebody's name is Salvatore in here. What's going on? Do you play Prize Picks? I do not play Prize Picks. No. What is the weather in the Jacksonville game? Seems to be very windy. It seems to be impacting the Jacksonville total right now, but nothing for Jameis. The Jacksonville team total has dropped 3 points. The Tampa Bay total has risen a point somehow today. So not really concerned about the game for Tampa Bay, but Jacksonville seems to be a little bit more of a worry. If you want your question answered now, I'm about to bounce. It's noon, but if you want a super chat, I'll be sure to answer it, of course. Hi, Sal. I'm your biggest fan. What's going on, man? What's going on? Evans or Adams? Give me Adams, but I like both. Does snow on Green Bay game make you want to stay away from Adams? No, it does not. There's no wind in the Packers game. There's only 10% winds, which is nothing. So the only thing that really impacts wide receivers is wind or just like torrential downpour or torrential snow, but it's just going to be light. It says a light wintry mix of snow and freezing rain. So I don't think that's going to hurt Adams that much. He's the only thing they have in the passing game. All right, gang, I'm about to bounce. Rice versus risotto. Give me risotto. Elo, thanks, bro. Appreciate the answer. No problem. Subscribe, boy. Thank you. Yeah, hit the subscribe button before you go. Lastly, I will say, hit me up over on the Twitters first if you want to answer any questions. Coffee. Thank you, Muscles. Thank you, Mike Lowry, for banning any trolls that came in here. You all rock. Thank you, everybody else, for supporting once again. Subscribe before you go. Hit the like button. Give yourself a pat on the back. Do some of this. Do not tinker before lock unless there's some crazy injury, which we're not going to know now. They're already out. Peace out, gang. Y'all rock. Ronald Jones, says Gerald, the last one. No real interest. I think he sees about 10 carries. No real interest. Can I join the Discord? If you become a priority or Hall of Fame Patreon, you can. Peace out, gang. I gotta go. Yeah.